Hey guys, it's me, Darnell. Welcome back to another video where I'm going to do some more Bible journaling, and I hope you enjoy it. So from the very beginning, things were going wrong in the spread. Things were ripping, and I wasn't really liking the placement of where I was putting things. And overall, I think in the end, it came out really nice. But I just had to surrender a lot of the mistakes I was making and really just trust the process, because in the end, I really like what came out of it. I think that's so very fitting because, like, just the idea of having to surrender my mistakes and trusting the process. I think that's what's been going on in my life right now. And honestly, it's just made me feel very, I think I spoke about this in a previous video, but very inadequate. And I've just been feeling like an afterthought in people's minds. And even though I know that's not true, that's just what Satan's been planting in my mind. And so I just really wanted to journal my feelings instead of bottling them up inside of me so that they can combust later on. I really just needed to journal my feelings down and talk it out with God. I did want to quickly just note that when I journal my feelings, I don't just use these two pieces of paper. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do have a separate journal that I use to really take my time and plant my thoughts down and write out my prayers to God. And I transfer those thoughts or those journaling entries into this bullet journal. And I do that because I like to really see the progress I'm making in my heart and in my emotions. And I like to look at something pretty. And so I definitely utilize my bullet journal in that respect. And that's how Bible bullet journaling really helps me out a lot. I was going through a time recently, just feeling like I wanted to be validated by people. And so when I was getting sad or upset that people weren't considering me or thinking about me, it started making me feel like I was just an afterthought in people's minds and that I didn't really matter to them. And I know that's not true. I know that the people I surround myself with, they definitely love me. They definitely value me. But the fact that I kept wanting to be validated by them, I'm continuing to learn that that's not okay. You know, no one can validate me. Only God can validate me, and He already has, because He's called me to a life with Him. And so I'm just constantly checking my heart and checking my motives to make sure that when I'm going after pleasing, that the subject matter that I'm going after pleasing needs to be God instead of people. And it needs to be God instead of myself. The scripture I want to share with you today is Psalms 138, verse 6. Though the Lord is exalted, He looks kindly on the lowly. Though lofty, He sees them from afar. And I've been feeling like an afterthought in people's minds lately, but I know that with God, I am never far from His mind or His heart. And I know that with God, I just need to go after seeking Him, seeking His love, His peace, and His validation alone, above all else. So I don't know if you've ever felt like you needed to be validated by other people, but that's not the case. You know, if you're walking in accordance with God and His plan, you just need to go after being validated by God, going after pleasing God. I honestly recently came to that realization that it's easier for me to view obeying God if I think about it as pleasing Him. Because for me, at least, it makes it more of a relationship. I don't, I'm not married, but one day I hope to be married. And of course, I will want to obey my husband, but that sounds so harsh and it sounds so cold. So thinking about like pleasing my husband, it sounds more enjoyable. It sounds like a no-brainer. Like, of course I want to go after pleasing my husband. And of course I want to go after pleasing my God. And so I just encourage you that if you're feeling like an afterthought, if you're feeling like you need to be validated by other people, just please understand that that's not the case. You know, God's already calling you to Him. He already sees you as valuable. He already sees you as someone worthy of validation. And just know that when you're walking with God and when you're walking in His light, you've got all the validation you need. But that's it for this spread. I definitely enjoy how it came out. It may not have been what I envisioned, but it's exactly what I needed. And so I just pray that this definitely helped you out today. I pray that you are encouraged to walk with God, encouraged to seek validation from Him alone. And I pray that I see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me.